In today's Stretching Your Dollar, planning for retirement means the steps you take now are going to make a big difference down the road. Financial educator Pat Strubbe is with Preservation Specialists, and you had written this book that we've been going through over the last numerous months called Save Your Retirement, because you talk about villains that are out there. Of all the villains that we have covered, hopefully you've been watching the show over the last several months to see, what do they all have in common that could ruin our nest egg?
Yeah, Donnie, the big thing is that now the two biggest problems we have are with difficulties with Social Security and expectation of more taxes there, and then employees' pensions getting smaller and getting less common, and people trusting them less. We have to handle our own retirement plans ourselves. So what the villains all have in common is they all try to dig into that nest egg and try and hurt us as far as saving that money for ourselves. And that's what we want to try and do with protecting ourselves from those villains.
To the thought of the Social Security, it is a really good point. As I mentioned to you, my sister 15 years ago said, I've got to start planning as though Social Security is not going to be here. You think the chances that it will be here for future generations is still a decent chance, but it's just going to mean taxes are going to be really cruel.
That's exactly what I think. For politicians to actually take away Social Security, it would be something that they could probably never imagine doing. But what they can do is they can find hidden ways to reduce our Social Security. So different ways to tax it and to reduce it. So as things get more expensive as we get older, as our Social Security gets smaller and smaller, it'll just be less and less of a benefit.
Your encouragement to people is to plan for retirement, whether they do it themselves or hire a financial educator or advisor.
Yes.
How much would they expect to pay? I guess it depends on how much they take from that person, right, as far as advice?
It does, and the important thing is probably to shop around a little bit, because some advisors will charge a flat fee up front, some will charge an annual fee, and then some charge commissions or fees off of the investments themselves. And so some can be more direct and some can be hidden, so you want to be clear about that.
Good education, thank you. If you have any question for Pat financially speaking, then go ahead and log on to wistv.com/4 p.m. Pat can take your questions for the next 10 minutes, and the full segment will be on my Facebook pages. Check out the weather, John.